6 hours and close to 350 miles later, we've finally made it to Scotland. Precisely the gatehouse of Fleet for the Gralloch. Arguably the UK's biggest gravel race, and one that I actually won my age group of last year, and we're here to try and defend the title. So yeah, we've just pulled up. Plan is to camp this weekend, although the weather's not looking quite as good as last year. So yeah, better get the bike set up, go sign on, and go out for a course recon. And yeah, plan is to take you behind the scenes of what the weekend looks like. So let's get the bike out of the boot and set up, ready to go riding.
Yeah. Pop in, burning like this, ain't checking my wrist. Third is my shift. Rolling all night like flex. We look at the clips, these credits are lit. Stacking miles, I'm far away from home. I got what I wished for. Taking that risk, I'm checking my list. Marathon man, it's run legit. Can't let it slip when it's all in my grip. Talking too much, he probably not it. All that I did.
So the eagle-eyed among you might have noticed something new in those last few clips. And not only do I have one new thing to announce to you, I in fact have two, in the form of effectively a brand new kit and also a brand new bike. So one of my goals this year, being a privateer, was to set up my own team officially. What that means is, rather than just having my own custom kit, I wanted to get it registered with British Cycling so that I could wear this kit in all races, not just non-BC affiliated ones. So yeah, I've called it Ribble Hunt Racing. So Ribble and Hunt are my two title sponsors for this year, and with the help of Sportful, I've put together my own custom race kit for this season in this pretty striking pink colour. I wanted something that was completely different to anything out there on the market, and yeah, I think the team have done a pretty good job in doing that. And yeah, the other new thing, obviously, that I just touched upon is the bike. So previously I was running the Ribble Gravel SL. This is the Ribble Ultra Grit. So it's the new generation Ribble gravel bike. Effectively, what that means is they've taken all of the best bits of the old gravel bike and just made it 10 times better. So I've been running this for the past week or so, and yeah, the difference is like night and day. It's a certified rocket ship, that's for sure. It's got room for bigger tyres, the option for a suspension fork. There's also internal frame storage. It's lighter, it's more aerodynamic, and yeah, it's also got the new SRAM group set, which I'm a massive fan of already. In terms of the rest of the bike, we've got the Hunt Limitless 40 Aero gravel wheel sets with these Pirelli Cinzerato Gravel RC tyres in a 45mm version. Now, yeah, the Gralloch is notoriously bad for punctures. However, I've just ridden the first few kilometres and it does seem a little bit smoother than previous years. However, what this does mean is your tyre setup is absolutely crucial. Now, a few of the mistakes that I see people using is using their road wheels for gravel bikes. So yeah, like I touched upon, these are a gravel specific wheel sets from Hunt. This means they're slightly more durable, but they're also slightly wider. So they're designed for wider tyres, such as a 45 or a 50mm version. And what that means is, as you can see, there's less of a bulge of the tyre coming out of the sidewall, going over the tyre. And this, I find personally, massively helps to reduce the likelihood of sidewall slashes. And yeah, like I touched upon, they're also more durable, which is quite a crucial thing when you're absolutely smashing it down gravel descents. In terms of the rest of the bike, we've got Physique for all of the touch points. So we've got Physique bar tape that I've just put on. So this is 3.5mm thick, so really nice and cushioned for the rough stuff. We've also got a 3D saddle. Again, it's an adaptive design, so super comfortable on the rough stuff. Up front, we've got the Wahoo Element Roam. So big thing for the gravel races. you go into pretty much the middle of nowhere. So most of them have a GPX file. So having something like this is essential for making sure you're going the right direction. I've kind of got my eye into the 360 on the front to get some footage out during the course recon. But yeah, I don't think I'll be running this during the race. I don't want it to really fall off. Rest of the kit, we've got physique helmet as well as shoes. We got these rather striking Sun God glasses. Yeah, Sun God have come up with some really funky designs the last few months, and I'm a big fan. They also match the kit. Yeah, I've also gone for photochromic lenses, which is a big thing, I think, for gravel racing when you're in and out of under trees. These basically adapt to the light, so they let more or less light in. So basically helps you see a little bit better. We've also got Sportful kit, touched upon, that's my custom kit. And then I've got a Salomon hydration pack with all of my spare tools from Press the Cycles. We're going to probably be taking a fair few more spares than usual, just like I mentioned earlier. The chance of punctures or something going wrong is fairly high. And then, in terms of insurance, which I think is also probably quite an important point to touch upon, I'm using Lacquer for that. Now, shit can happen when you're going gravel riding, well, road riding, any type of cycling, to be honest. Go down a descent, come off, and you could ruin your shoes, helmet, kit, bike, or even yourself. And Lacquer covers all of your accessories, as well as, your bike and kit and bits and pieces. I believe I've got a 30-day free code to try them out for yourselves that I'll pop down in the description below if you want to give them a try. Best thing about them is there's no excess on any claims. So I've had a few instances in the past where I've broken a pair of glasses, GoPro, things like that, and there's been no hassle. They've been really easy to work with. So highly recommend. Better time. Been rambling on for a fair few too many minutes. Better go and do some efforts to get the legs ready for tomorrow. Efforts kicked off. I mean, the legs don't actually feel too great, just a bit meh. So we're gonna spin back down to the start along the road, sugar waffles to get some of the carbs back into the system, and still need to go sign on, get my number, and then get back to the campsite and get the tent up. Let's go. There we go, we've officially signed on, and part of the course recon done. And one thing I wasn't quite expecting was just how cold it was going to be. Now, anyone who did this race last year will remember it was like blue skies, 25 degrees, you got a tan, it was nice and warm, it was toasty, good vibes. This year, it's the total opposite. I mean, it is Scotland after all, but I wasn't expecting it to be quite so cold. I've got, full long sleeve underlayer, merino wool underlayer on, long sleeve jacket, and I'm just in a dilemma of what to actually wear tomorrow. Do I go shorts? Do I go leg warmers? Do I go long sleeve jacket? It's a tricky one, but time to get undressed and I suppose get the tent up, because it's nearly 7 o'clock already. Whew. Here we go then, the pre-race dinner of champions. Well, maybe not champions, but it's my pre-race dinner. We've got gnocchi, we've got some olives in there, we've got some tin mackerel, pesto, and some broken up tortilla chips for a few extra carbs. I mean, it's not my fanciest meal today, but I mean, it actually doesn't taste too bad. Plus, we've got ourselves a cheeky little beer. We've got Lucky Saint's latest lager, which is a lime and sea salt flavour, which also contains electrolytes. 0.5% beer, but I mean, contains some carbs, right? Yeah, we've also just finished up setting up the tent, as you would have just seen. A few slight problems I did realise when I was setting it up. First, well, two quite key components of camping are tent pegs and also a pillow, both of which I forgot. Luckily, it's not too windy, so I think we should be okay tonight, but yeah, probably less than ideal. I'm sure I'll be able to find something that I can improvise to make a pillow out of, and hopefully it doesn't ruin my neck too much. But yeah, get this scran down me and then start thinking about probably winding down for the evening, because I reckon it's going to get dark fairly quickly. Good morning. It is finally race day, and considering I forgot my pillow and also my mattress had a hole in it, so I was sleeping on the floor all night, I actually slept pretty well. Woken up, nice blue skies, and it's actually not too cold, so that's, yeah, more than ideal for race day. Still not as warm as last year, but yeah, I can't complain when the weather's like this still. Got some lovely overnight oats in here, as it's currently 7:30. Gridding opens at 8:30 for a 9 o'clock start. There is no neutral, it's literally straight go from the gun, so yeah, we need to make sure we're over there for the start, because that's going to be pretty key, since there's probably a fair few hundred people in my category. So yeah, let's get this down me.
Cause I miss, time I spent, yeah, that's that blood, sweating my love, checking out tug, out of the mud, rough only get picked up like a truck, win in the clutch, that is a must, wake up, get to it, ain't nothing about it, the only way to it is to it, no way around it, before that we cruising like the Caribbean with mileage, I'ma always be solid, I'm a young brother with knowledge, go do the science, dog, always I'm like a pilot, dog, look at my eyes, I'm tired, dog.
So go, I'm ready, hopefully the bike's ready, and also the legs. But yeah, all ready to set off. It's about 1.5k ride over to the start line where the gridding, well, holding pens take place. There is actually no official gridding process. It's just a bit of a free fall, first come, first served. So yeah, I'm gonna roll over there now, make sure we're nice and early so we get a decent, yeah, position out there on the start line. I decided not to go with my Insta360 on the front of my bike. I'm just a little bit concerned. It's a bit too much weight on the front end. And if it does snap off, then I'm in a bit of a tricky position, because I want to go back for it. But at the end of the day, it's a race. So probably no in-race footage from this moment on. But yeah, I'll keep you updated of how it goes after the race. Ciao. There we go. Gralloch 2026 over and out. As I just mentioned, I was under an arming about whether to take my Insta360 or not, and decided against it. I think that was probably the most sensible decision. It was so bumpy out there on the course, and I probably certainly would have lost it if I put it on my handlebars. So yes, something for me to look at, how I can document in-race footage for future events. Probably need to get myself a GoPro or a DJI Osmo Pocket 6, I believe it's called, something like that. Bit more lighter, bit more portable. But yeah, I mean, the race itself, poor Gralloch always delivers, and this year was no exception. I managed to get around without a single mechanical. So I've done this course, this is the 4th time I've done it, and every single time I've had some sort of problem. And this year was no different for the majority of people. I heard so many people with dropped chains, punches, just all sorts of issues. But yeah, I managed to get around without a single problem. So I would say that's probably a testimony to my setup. Just shows you, like, over the years I've managed to dial that in to hopefully absolute perfection for the rest of the gravel season. Touch wood. Yeah, but the race itself, I knew the field was stacked, but I wasn't quite anticipating it to be quite so hard. In the end, it took us 3 hours, 25 minutes of pretty much non-stop full gas racing, averaging just under 300 watts average for those 3 hours 25. Yeah, normalized power 315. So yeah, it was just never really stopped. It was just full on, the whole entire race. If you've ever done the event before, you will know it starts on a pretty savage 20-minute climb, and from there it's just relentless all the way to the finish, continuously rolling, pretty steep climbs followed by really fast descents, before the final 10 kilometers of the race is on tarmac. This year was probably slightly smoother than previous years, which did mean it was slightly faster, but nevertheless any easier. I did cross the line in 6th place, which I am actually buzzing about. I mean, it was always going to be a hard challenge to try and defend my title from 2025. I gave my best shots. I went out there, put in a few attacks, put my name out there. But yeah, there was just some stronger people out there in the field that I just could not hold their wheels, especially in those last few kilometres where I was really on my limits. But no, I mean, after everything I've been through with my broken knee, the infection, the DVT surgery, and then even at the moment still on antibiotics due to another related issue, it's just been one thing after the other. So yeah, to still be right up there, only about a minute down on the winner, I'm really happy about, and should be a nice confidence boost going into the rest of the season. The next few weeks for me look pretty quiet, just continuing to build that base before then. June is pretty hard hitting with my first triathlon, first crit, and then another gravel event towards the end of that. So the plan is to document it all. So if you want to follow along, then be sure to subscribe to keep up to date. And if you've made it this far, then I really appreciate it. And hopefully see you out there soon.